Hi, in this video we'll see how to work with the shapes in the marks card. Sometimes if you don't want to represent your graph in the form of a bar graph, line chart or let's say maps, you want to represent with the help of some shapes, you can use this shapes in the marks card. Let us see that. So right now I'm working in the workbook named as marks card shapes. I've used the same database, that is Global Superstore 2017. Now I'll create a scattered chart and I'll try to represent in the form of some shape. So to create a scattered chart, first I'll pick up this sales and put in these columns, pick up this profit and put into the rows. Okay, so I'm getting this scattered chart. Now if you see, there's some icon which is given here. If I click on this, it says profit and sales which are given here. Now what I want is, I want to represent some with help of some shapes. So if you see here, I've got the shapes icon. When there was nothing in this place, the shapes field was not present there. Let's say for example, if I click on this clear chart, right now there's no shape field. So when I bring this sales into the columns, when I bring into this profit, I'll be getting a scattered chart where the shapes will be enabled here. Now what I'll do is, I'll try to represent the subcategory of the sales, okay, for here subcategory, and drop into this shapes. So observe what will happen is, I'll be getting different types of shapes. What does this shape represents? It represents the different subcategories. These are the subcategories. It won't be visible from here because they are very small in size. I'll increase the size by clicking on this and I'll increase the size like this. So this size is represented here. So what this says is, this circle represents here as accessories, the square icon represents as appliances, and so on. So these are different shapes. So if I want to change the shapes, I'll just click on this drop down and I'll get this kind of select data item. These are the shapes which have been assigned to different options. Let's say for accessories there's circle, for appliances there's something else, for art there's something else. So if you want, you can change the icon also. So if I select this accessories and if I want to give this cross sign, you see the cross sign has changed. If I select accessories, if I want to give this greater than sign here itself, it is selected here. So if you want, you can keep on changing the icons of different items and you can just click on apply, okay. And so the icon will change definitely at this place, right? So this is one method. Sometimes if you don't want this kind of icons which are present, you can just click on this shapes. You can click on this drop down. These are the different icons which are selected, filled, arrows, bars, and so on. So if I select as bug tracking, so these are the three icons which are given for the bug and the light bulb, and there's a message. So if I click on assign palette and click on yes, so these are the icons which will be assigned here. So if you see on the left hand side, though there are some icons which are repeated again and again, the reason is there are only three icons, there are multiple subcategories. So what you can do is, you can search for some extra options. If I select as gender, these are the options for gender. If I click on this drop down, I'll get this for weather. These are some weather options. Click on assign palette and click on yes. You see, these are the options which are assigned here. How do I find out? If I scroll it on this side, and if I click on apply, you see this weather icons are applied on this place. So if I click on this drop down, if I select as arrows, these are different arrows which are given. Now if I select as assign palette, this entire palette will be assigned to my subcategories, and if I click on apply, this will be visible here. Okay, so again, once again, if I click on this drop down, click on this filled option, assign palette, click on yes, apply, and this will be applied. So make sure this options should be equal or greater than the options which are present in the data item. So because what will happen is, sometimes those will be repeated. For example, if you see here, labels, it is a circle, and accessories, it is also a circle. So make sure this item should be greater than the items which are present here. Okay, so I'll just click on this cancel button here. I'll just click on OK button. So these are some limited options. These are some limited options which are available. Now sometimes if you want to customize this with the help of your icons, if you want to change the icons, so what you can do is, you can use and put into the folder, and that folder options will be visible here. What I mean to say is, if you want to use some fancy icons or shapes, you can use it still. So what you can do is, below this video there's a zip file attached where there are multiple shapes. You can download those and you can upload in your desktop, and you can put into some folder. So once you download that, you have to go to the download folder. Here you'll get this custom shapes, and you have to use that file. So what will happen is, I'll just tell you before doing that. So when you click on this shapes icon like this one, and if you click on this drop down, these are some 10 to 15 options or palettes which are available. If you want more than those palettes, the downloaded zip file will help you to get those. So you'll get list of all the options and you can use those customized shapes. So I'll just click on cancel now. After downloading the file, you have to I'll just right click on this place and you have to extract all and click on extract. Okay, so once it gets extracted, the folder whichever you get it, you have to copy all the folders. Each folder will contain different shapes. So copy that folder and I'll tell you where you have to paste into the particular destination. So meanwhile it gets zipped, extracted. So if you observe, these are the number of shapes. You see that's a PNG file. These are different shapes which you can use. Or if you already have some shapes in your folder somewhere, you can pick up those shapes and you can insert into the Tableau folder. So once it gets completed, right now it will be able to complete now. So these are the custom shapes. So if I double click on this custom shapes, these are the different folders. Every folder will have different images. For example, if I select as fuel types, and these are the different fuel types images which are given, gas, oil and shale. If I go back and if I select as sports BCS team, these are the different sports icons which are given. So what you can do is you have to select this all the folders which are extracted here. This was the main folder. Inside this, these are the different folders. So copy all the folders, Control A and then Control C, copy all the folders. Then you have to go to this place as documents. As I said, inside your documents, there's one folder named as My Tableau repository. Double click and open that repository folder. Inside that, you'll find out the option named as shapes. So double click on that. These are the already created shapes. If you remember, we have seen the bug tracking. So what you have to do is simply paste all the folders in this location. So I'll press Ctrl V and all the folders will be get pasted. So what is the meaning of this? When you paste the folder, it will be reflected into your Tableau place itself. So let's see now. So what I'll do is I'll go back to my Tableau here. That's my Tableau here. Now if I click on this drop down in this place, if I click on this drop down, right now I'm not getting any option here because it has not been refreshed. What I'll do is I'll just click on new file. I'll press Ctrl N or I'll just click on this file, new. Okay, a new file will be created. Then what I'll do is I'll try to create a scatter chart again in this place. I'll click on this connect to data, Excel file, select this Superstore, open. I'll pick up this orders, drag it here itself, and now I'll go to this sheet 1. Now I'll create a same scattered chart. Let's say for example, I'll pick up the sales, I'll pick up the profit, and now I'll pick up this subcategory and drop into this shapes. So there were few shapes earlier, but if I click on this drop down, again if I click on this drop down, you see that now the list of all the palettes have been increased. Earlier I had only few palettes, but now if you remember, these are the sports. So if I select as sports BCS team, okay, these are customized. The file which I have downloaded, extracted, these are the options in that file. You have to simply click on assign palette, apply, and now if you see at the back end, these are the options. Click on OK. These are not visible yet. What I'll do is I'll increase the size, maximize the size, and you can see it's working now. Again, if you want, you can click on this shapes, click on this drop down, select this sports pack 10, assign palette, okay. You see the icons will keep on changing. So it's a very useful, beneficial. If you want to make your dashboard, if you want to make your charts in a different manner, you can use this shape option. So I hope you are able to understand how do we work with shapes in the marks card. That's all for this video.